I look like I got a facelift. I didn't. I haven't filmed in so long that my hair has grown like 5 feet. I'm just kidding. It's not 5 feet. And also they're extensions. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I know, I can't believe it either. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't gonna come back to YouTube, not in this way anyway, with the talkie thing. But I went to Playlist Live and I heard a lot of people talking really passionately about making content and making YouTube videos. Mostly they were talking about TikTok and they were half my age. But it kind of sparked my, I don't know. It made me want to film for YouTube again. So here I am. And also I'm getting a little studio. So I'll finally have somewhere to film that's out of my house, away from the cats, away from Luke, away from the kids. And I can just go and film. I can't wait. There has been this thing going around lately where you do your face makeup in an absolutely weird way with moisturizer and then powder and then setting spray and then primer and then foundation. I know there's a few variations of it. I was told that it was started by drag queens a long time ago. Jackie Aina does her makeup this way. Apparently it's really good for oily skin, but I have really pretty dry skin and it works so well for me. So that's what we did in today's video. And there's a second secret makeup hack in here. So you'll have to watch the whole thing. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I had very little time to film this video, so what did I do? I started picking my face and then I couldn't stop. I feel like I didn't do too much damage. All right, let's start this very strange routine. Well, this part's not strange. I'm just gonna moisturize. This is the Vegan Milk Moisturizer by Milk. I'm running low because I love it so much. I already have on my serums and my eye cream. My favorite for the past few months has been mixing the Rainfall serum and the Radiate serum from filt'r, which is ColourPop's sister brand. And I've also been using their eye cream. It's called the Daily. And it's so hydrating and lovely. Oh, I got so much in my hair. It's crunchy. Boo. Oh well. I'm also gonna add a little bit of my Milk hydrating oil because I am dry. And I'm hoping that some of this is absorbed by my skin and not just by the powder that I'm gonna put on top, because then this would be pointless. So when I posted about this backwards routine on Instagram, a lot of you said to put primer on and then powder, but the way that I tried it was powder and then primer, which makes no sense, but it worked really well. So that's what I'm gonna do today. And then the next time I film, I'm gonna try it the other way because that does make more sense the other way. I just wanna give my moisturizer and oil a second. So the powder that I used yesterday was the Anastasia Beverly Hills translucent powder, and I dusted it on with a really flimsy, fluffy brush. This is the Spotlight Duster from Sigma. It's actually a highlighting brush, but I felt like I could get a really small amount of powder and dust it on really lightly. So I don't want to be able to see any powder on my skin, but you can see that it's like mattifying the skin. And already at this step, you can see that it has such a blurring effect. I totally understand why this would make sense for oily skin. My skin, I would say, is normal to dry, maybe a little combination because I do get oil on my nose, not on my forehead. My forehead is pretty much always dry, which is why I really did not think that this was gonna work for my skin type. My under eyes always crease quite badly, so I am gonna add a little bit extra powder to my under eyes just to see if it helps with the creasing. A little bit on my lid. I just realized that it's called an eyelid because it's literally a lid for your eye. Definitely want to make sure I get powder in the folds of my nose and around my mouth. Because my hopes for this face routine is just to avoid as much creasing as possible because I am getting old. Okay, so my face is very lightly powdered. There's no actual powder left on my skin. I don't even remember what the next step is. Just a second. Now we're gonna set it with setting spray. It feels so wrong, but it looked so right. I'm gonna use the Ofra Makeup Fixer. I really like the setting spray, and it comes in a big ass bottle. I always go overboard with setting spray. I just don't know how to not. I got it in my eye. Oh, it burns! That has never happened to me before. I pretty much feel like we've kind of just made a DIY primer. I feel like the powder and the setting spray and the moisturizer kind of just make a nice smoothing layer for your makeup. I hate when I get setting spray in my hair. Yesterday, this is a primer that I used on top of these layers. This is a Smashbox photofinish smooth and blur primer. I was told that this could cause a lot of pore clogging action because this is going to try and fill my pores, and I already have powder on my face. It's gonna push the powder into my pores, but I don't give a fuck, to be honest. I double cleanse, I exfoliate, I take care of it. I feel like I'll be okay. I'm warming it up in my hands a little bit just so it moves a little easier. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of swiping just because I am scared it's gonna kind of move around the powder and I don't want to make like a paste on my face. So I'm just gonna go in and gently pat the product into areas where my pores are a little bit bigger and then just pat it all over. Pat, pat, pat. At this point in the process, I can see that my face looks really smooth and ready for foundation. I don't know if you can see on camera. I do have quite enlarged pores in this area. And yeah, everything just feels really smooth and soft. I think soft is the best way to explain how my face feels right now. So when I did this yesterday, I used the ABH foundation, but the shades that I have are like way too dark for me right now because I bought them in the summer when I was tanned. So instead, I'm gonna take a risk and I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Foundation. I love this foundation, it's so nice. I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand. And I do think for your foundation, it's important to use a sponge when it's going on top of this powder because I think a brush, it's just gonna move it all around. So I'm not gonna use a ton of foundation. There's like something special about how it applies on top of the powder and the setting spray and the primer. It's like it goes on nice and matte, but not cakey matte. Like you still have the glow. It seems like it should be so heavy and so cakey with the powder under the foundation, but I swear it's not. It's so soft. Next up, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Concealer in the shade 140. Oh, I'll also tell you that this is shade 185. I think I need to go save my cat.
Are you stuck in a box?
Louis wanted to say hi to you guys. Say hi. How am I supposed to put him down when he's purring like this? And then from here, we're gonna go back to like the regular order of things. Did that routine make you uncomfortable? I'm gonna go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Fawn contour stick and I'm gonna pick it up right on a brush. And I'm gonna press it into my cheeks and along my jawline, a little bit on my forehead, and maybe my favorite part, the nose contour. I'm doing it a little bit differently. I like to do like a little V on the bottom of my nose, like so, and across, making like kind of a rounded triangle, like so. And then, as per usual, oh my god. Louis is very noisy, I apologize. And then of course, just blending it out with the edge of my beauty blender. Louis is on the desk now. I'm sure something will go catastrophically wrong. Just wait for it. So my under eyes are still definitely creasing, as they do. Real test will be when it's set with powder. My eyes are burning. Going back in with the ABH powder, I'm just gonna set my face as usual. This is the first time I've actually tried to film a YouTube video with Louis. I had a feeling that he was gonna be a little needy. Did you just say I just had to shift you a little bit. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Give Me Some Sun palette by Makeup Obsession. This is kind of extra, you don't really need to do this, but I like to set my contoured spots with a little bit of bronzer. I find that you can kind of lose some of your cream contour under your setting powder. So this kind of makes it a little bit more pronounced and it'll make it last all day. Next, I'm gonna put on some freckles using the Urban Decay Naked Reloaded palette and just a little tiny brush between this dark brown and this nice warm brown. I'm not gonna do a ton of freckles, just a few. When I'm totally done my foundation, before blush and before highlight, I like to set it with setting spray again. I think I do setting spray probably like at least 3 times during my makeup application. Same setting spray again. I like to do it at this stage when I'm looking a little bit powdery because it takes down the powder, makes it look more like skin. Next, I'm gonna do my brows. I've been loving the new pencil from Boldface Makeup. It's called the Better Brows pencil. I love that it's yellow. I can see it in my mess. This is a shade B3. It's like the perfect taupe. And I did hop on the straighter brow trend. I took off a lot of brow that was right here. I really missed my straight brows, so I'm kind of glad that it's such a thing right now. Not that I felt like it had to be a thing to bring it back. I love it though. I feel like it gives my eyes such a nice lift. And then since there's no hair on this part of my brow, I like to go in with a felt. This is the Arch Rival by Lottie London, and it's one of those little fork prong eyebrow guys. I can just lightly go in and fake some little hair strokes in there on top of the pencil. I have to use a little bit of concealer with these eyebrows because I have my eyebrows microbladed. So there's a tiny little bit of faded tattoo just on the end of my brow here. But it's easy to cover, and it also kind of gives me the best of both worlds because when my eyebrows are washed off, it still kind of looks like I have a tail. And then I'm using the Revolution Brow Fixer Gel in clear just to gel them up and into place. This gel is so good. I'm gonna keep the eyes super simple because I am out of time. Going back into the Naked Reloaded palette, I'm gonna go into the dark brown. This is gonna be so much faster and easier than using a liner. Just like that. By just carefully kind of blending them out. I'm not blending them up though because I don't want them any longer. I just want them a little bit blurred. I'm gonna add some mascara. This is the Fenty Beauty Full Frontal Mascara. And then while my mascara is drying a little bit, I'm gonna go back into that dark brown with a little tiny brush. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of a wing on the inner corner. Just barely. I don't want a lot of lash with this look. I just kind of want some lash on the outer corner. So I'm gonna take these lashes by Boldface. They're in the style Into You. And I'm gonna cut them in half. It's painful, but you have to do it. Well, you don't have to, but I want to do it. And then you're left with 2 little pieces. Another weird makeup hack that I've learned, I learned this from Emmy Combs. Put a little bit of lash glue on your lid where you're gonna put your lash, and put the glue on your lash. I tried this yesterday as well, and since your lid is sticky and the lash is sticky, they just like love each other. It just sticks right on. And it makes perfect sense because I've always noticed that when I put on a lash and then I'm like, that looks terrible, or it doesn't suit the makeup look, and I pull it off and I put on another lash, they always stick on so much better because I still have a little bit of lash glue left over. It makes them easier to apply, and they seem to stick on better throughout the day. Now it's time to finish the face. I'm gonna do a nice subtle blush from the Fairy Blush palette. I'm gonna use Sunstone. I meant subtle for me, so it might not be subtle for you. And to highlight, I'm gonna use the shade Lit from Milk. Highlighting all the regular spots, a little under the brow, corner of the eye, nose, you know. Another layer of setting spray. And for the lip, I'm going to use the Nude Sticks Magnetic Lip Plush Paint in the shade Hot Paprika. I like to just apply a little bit and then dab it around. It's so soft. It dries and feels just like powder. And that's it. That's kind of been my everyday look, aside from the rearranged face makeup. My under eyes aren't creasing, which is an actual miracle. I'll let you know how it wears because I am gonna wear this makeup all day. Have you tried it? Please let me know in the comments. And if there's any other weird makeup hacks that you want to see me try, let me know. I'll see you guys in the next video. It is almost 9 p.m. I've been wearing this makeup all day and I have very minimal issues. It still looks so good. It still feels soft. I have like almost no creasing in my smile line, which is pretty impressive because usually all my makeup kind of gathers in here. I did crease under the eye, but you can only tell, this eye looks actually quite good. You can only tell when you like open it up. Like, you can't tell like this. So I'm very, very happy about that. My nose didn't get super oily. Quite happy. There's your little update.